See, we're in Atlanta, okay? So we're familiar with what's going on in Atlanta. But there are some people that are relocating here, and they also need to know what to expect when coming to this area, or whether you're moving to Atlanta or moving to another place. You know, do you have home buyers that are like, hey, you know, we still want to move to Atlanta, even though we're already packed?
I have them calling me daily, like, I'm in New York, get me out of here.
Right? Yes.
More. And I'm like, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So for the person that is relocating to Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
what are some tips that you would give them as far as making sure that they're ready when they come here? Do they need to have a job here? Do they need to, you know, what's the standard when they're trying to relocate?
Well, this is what I say. If you were a bank and someone was coming to borrow money from you and they're moving from out of the country, out of the state, what is it that you want to see from that person to make sure that once they get here, they're going to be stable? I know with some of the lenders that I'm affiliated with, they want to know if you're going to have a job here already. Are you doing a transfer? Do you have at least an offer letter from the job that you plan to be affiliated with? Mm-hmm. We have a lot of people that move here that are in the film and movie industry, you know, in the entertainment industry. And a lot of them are 1099. Okay. We look at their tax returns because there's not, like, a lot of them are furloughed right now or laid off right now.
Yeah.
So we need to know what you have going on and what's the likelihood that you're going to continue. Otherwise, you may need to come down here and either rent for a few months or a year and get situated first. Then, you know.
And that's also good too, because if I have a client that has never lived here before and they're just like, I want to be in Atlanta, I want to buy in Atlanta, I suggest sometimes, unless you already know exactly where you want to be, let's go ahead and rent for, you know, 3 to 6 months, and then you can start figuring out areas and where you want to be at too.
Yeah.
So that's also helpful.
Absolutely. That's a good idea, because let me tell you something, there's still several places to rent. I have a customer right now that's paying $5,000 a month in rent. Girl, I know, but that's where they are. You know, they have a very high income, but they're not ready to buy. Right. So that's like, okay, well, I found this place, you know, in Alpharetta, in Milton, and I'm just going to rent there. They're going to allow me to do a lease and let me get certain things situated. And then we'll circle back this summer. This was last summer.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. You know, so there are some people that are renting on the high end. That money ain't an issue. It's just, we need to see this.
Figuring out where I want to make that commitment.
Yeah.
It's like a marriage.
Yes, absolutely.
You get involved.
Yeah.
Make sure it's the right thing.
Yeah, I want to make sure, and I look at it like this, because, you know, both you and I are married. After a year, you want to make sure that you still like the person, okay? You want to make sure that you still like the person. You don't want
now that we're here in quarantine, you really want to make sure you like the person.
Yes. So there's nothing. A lot of people say, well, aren't you just throwing away money by renting? No. If you have a plan.
Right.
If you have a plan in place, you're not throwing away money. But if you're just being,
if you have a plan and you're working the plan, because I have people that are, I want to buy, but they're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing nothing. Right. I want to get my credit right, or they come in my inbox. What's your credit person's name? Like, they're not working. They're just getting information, but they're not applying anything.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is just knowing stuff, and wisdom is applying the knowledge that you have.
Come on now.
You can get things done and manifest what your goals and dreams are. Because a lot of us just talk, you know. So I'm grateful for this opportunity for people to really reflect. Mm-hmm. Where am I? What could I be doing? What should I have not done? How can I move forward?
Right.
So yes.
Yeah, that's something you're buying yourself time. If you're choosing to rent for like 6 months to a year, you're buying yourself time while you're working your plan.
Working your plan.
And then because let me tell you something, that 6 months to a year will come around fast. You hear me? It comes around fast, because before you know it, 9 months and pass by. Okay, are you ready to get pre-approved? You got your 5, 6, 10,000 already saved up. Like, what have you been doing over the last few months that says, look, this is what I wanted to do, and these are the actions that I have done that lines up with what I said I wanted to do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool. I think that, so just overall, we still think it's a great time to buy if you're ready.
Yeah, if you're ready.
We want you to have at least a 44 max DTI.
Yes.
If you need to know about DTI, there's a video down here somewhere for DTI.
Yes.
We want you to be financially well, financially stable in determining if it's a good time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel pressure.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't wait around for foreclosures, because I don't believe that there's going to be many of those coming, because I've had people say, is it a good time to buy or should I wait? Because all these houses are going to be, and I'm like, this is not the same. This is not the same. This isn't a housing crash right now. You know, it's a pandemic, you know, so it's a big difference. It's all financial, but at the end of the day, houses are still selling. People are still out here buying them. There's still multiple offers on homes. The only thing that's different now are their higher qualified buyers.
Yes. Yes.
So higher qualified buyers with money.
Yes.
Bringing their own closing costs to the table.
Yes.
Bidding and winning.
Yeah.
Because they're ready, they're prepared, and their lender has deemed them as trustworthy.
Yeah. I would say, for those that want to know, like, okay, how much money do I need to have? I would say whatever your home price is, like at bare minimum, save at least 7% of whatever that home price is.
Exactly. And
of that 7%, say like if you're buying a house for $100,000, try to have at least $7,000 saved. Because at bare minimum, if you're talking about the minimum lending requirements, that's 3% for your down payment, 3% for closing costs, and then like another 1% for like incidentals or something. So like if you've gone through 3 home inspections because you put in an offer for homes and it just didn't work, so now you got to put in an offer for another house, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you're buying a house for $200,000, save a minimum of $14,000. That way, if you don't need all of that, you're straight.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think that's the standard. I tell people that all the time, because we try to negotiate your closing cost, which is normally about 3% of the sales price of the home. But if you love a house and the seller is like, 3 other people love this house too. And you want to put an offer in on it, baby, you need to pay your own way.
Yeah.
That's how you win, is when you can pay your own way. If you can't, you think everybody's supposed to just give you, and it's not an obligation of a seller to pay your closing costs.
Come on, please say that. You need to say that louder for the people in the back.
It's not the seller's obligation to pay. If it's negotiated in somehow or some way, whether we go up on the price or they do agree, and some people are compassionate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to help them. I really feel a way about them. I feel like they love my house and they're going to take care of it and care for it. And they may say, hey, you know, and there may not be multiple offers, so they can kind of work with you back and forth. I just had a deal I negotiated on yesterday, and we asked for 3%. I don't think the house would even need 3%, but sometimes you have to do what your buyer wants. That's what they want to ask for. They came back and they have settled on 50-50. So that's still good, you know, 50% on a house where multiple people are interested in it. So it's like, okay. But she has that money.
Yeah, she has the money available.
If she didn't love the house, or she loved the house and she didn't have the money, then she's out. She's out. And you can't increase your sales price, you know, so.
Here's another thing, probably the last thing about down payment assistance, because we're not going to do many of those. I don't foresee us doing much down payment assistance in the future. But even if you are, getting down payment assistance. That doesn't mean that you don't need to have any money saved.
Right.
If you happen to get down payment assistance, cool. But make sure you have at least a few thousand, because you got to pay for your own earnest money and you have to pay for your own inspections. Down payment assistance.
And sometimes appraisal.
Yeah. Down payment assistance is strictly for the down payment and a portion of your closing costs. So that's something to take into consideration too.
Well, we're going to end that here. I hope that this video was helpful for somebody that was maybe thinking, am I ready? Should I wait? Should I buy? I know we talked a lot. We rambled a lot.
Yeah.
Phone calls. So if you have any questions, our information will be in the link below. If you would like to reach out to Shirhonda, if you want her to look at your credit, if you want her to tell you, if you're in a good spot to buy, you just want confirmation, reach out to her. She's an amazing lender. She has helped me with many deals and many clients successfully. And I know that she is able to help you as well. Even if it is just putting you in the right direction, she's open and she's willing and ready to help you. So with that being said, I hope that you are being safe and that you are finding time and keeping peace in this moment. You know what I mean? That you're staying busy, that you're not going crazy, that you love the person that you're stuck in the house with, that you're enjoying your children, that you are fixing your credit, that you are organizing your house, organizing your life.
Yes.
And that's it. We're done.
We're done.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.